How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the College Basketball Show with Alec Pecano. Today, I will be giving you 5 upsets in college basketball for the college basketball slate tonight, as well as my free play of the night for college basketball. And as you see, I have notes for every upset. My first upset is Providence +5 to upset Xavier. And here's my 3 keys to pulling the upset for Providence. The first one is force Xavier to turn the ball over at least 12 times. If you can get more than 12 turnovers, you're golden. And that's going to be an upset. Key number 2, feed Devin Carter. He is the best player on Providence. You need to feed him the ball as much as possible. And key number 3 for Providence to pull the upset: limit your turnovers. Don't turn the ball over more than 10 times. Now, on the opposite side, here is 3 keys for Xavier to avoid the upset. Key number 1, score at least 80 points. If Xavier scores at least 80 points, I think they have a really good chance at winning this game and avoiding that upset. Key number 2, feed Quincy Oliveri. He is the best player on Xavier. You need to get him going early and often tonight, Xavier, if you want to avoid being upset. And key number 3 for Xavier to avoid the upset is hold Providence under 75 points. Now, can I see an avenue where the Xavier doesn't hold Providence under 75 points and they still win? Yes. But is it more likely to happen if they do hold them under that amount of points? Absolutely. My second upset is Air Force +6 to upset UNLV. Here are my 3 keys to victory for the upset Air Force. Number one to pull the upset for Air Force is score more than 67 points, because that's how many points Air Force averages on the season, is 67 points. If they can score upwards of around 70 to 75 points, I think they have a really good opportunity at winning the game tonight against UNLV. Limit number 2. Key number 2 for Air Force to pull the upset: limit UNLV to less than 74 points. Again, like I said about Xavier, do I see an avenue where, in this case, Air Force, if they give up more than 74 points, where they can pull the upset against UNLV? Absolutely, I can see. But at the same time, is it likely? No. Because if you give up over 74 points, I think UNLV ends up winning the game. So they need to hold UNLV under 74 points. And the last key to victory to pull the upset for Air Force is feed Ritis Petrus early and often. Ritis Petrus is the best player on Air Force. You got to get him the basketball early and often. And for UNLV, it is to avoid the upset. Their 3 keys are: 1, feed Deedon Thomas Jr. early and often. 2, limit Ritis Petrus And 3, limit turnovers. My third upset is Belmont plus 9.5 to upset Drake. And my 3 keys to victory for Belmont to pull off the big upset here is key number 1, force Drake to turn the ball over at least 11 times. If you can get more than 11 turnovers, you're in a good spot. 2, limit Tucker DeVries under 20 points. Tucker DeVries is the best player on Drake. If you limit him to under 20 points, I think you have a really good opportunity here to beat Drake. Number 3, you got to feed your best player, Malik Dia, early and often. If you get him the ball early and often, you will have a really good opportunity to win, to pull the upset here. And 3 keys to avoiding the upset for Belmont. For Drake. 3 keys to avoiding the upset for Drake. Limit Malik Dia. Don't let him score more than 16 points, because that's what he averages, 16.5 points. Don't let him get more than 16.5 points. Second, feed Tucker DeVries early and often. And then force Belmont, the third key is force Belmont to turn the ball over at least 14 times. If you can do that, you are in really good shape. My fourth upset out of 5 is Florida plus 8.5 to upset Alabama. I mentioned on Monday's show that this was a game to watch, and I will be watching all of these games tonight. And just a heads up, you may see some YouTube shorts if any of these upsets happen. But my keys to victory for Florida to pull the upset are: number 1, feed Walter Clayton Jr. early and often. Walter Clayton Jr. is the best player on Florida. He's their best bucket getter. He gets around 17 to 18 points a game. If you can feed him the ball and get him going early and often, you have a really good shot at winning this game. Number 2, limit Alabama to under 90 points. If you can hold Alabama to around 80 to 85 points, I think if you're Florida, you have a really, really good opportunity to win this basketball game. And number 3, limit Mark Sears to hold Mark Sears. I said limit. You can say limit or hold. Keep Mark Sears under 20 points in this game. If you can hold Sears under 20 points, I think you have a really good chance at pulling the upset here. For Alabama, my 3 keys are to avoid the upset here are: number 1, limit Walter Clayton Jr. to under 16 points. Like I said about Walter Clayton, he can score the basketball quick and efficiently. But, and I quote, if you don't hold Walter Clayton under 20 points, Alabama, I think you're on the chopping block to get upset. Number 2 for Alabama is score more than 90 points in this game. Score more than 90. And 3, my third ingredient for Alabama to avoid the upset is feed Mark Sears the basketball early and often. And my last upset is Ole Miss plus 6.5 to upset Mississippi State. Here's my 3 keys for Ole Miss to pull off the upset. Number 1, feed Matthew Murrell, M-U-R-E-L-L, Murrell, early and often. Get him the ball as much as possible to start the game for Ole Miss. Number 2, limit turnovers. Preferably keep your turnovers under 10. Less than 10 turnovers, Ole Miss, I think you're in a very, very good spot to pull the upset here. And key number 3, limit Tolu Smith to under 16 points. That is Ole Miss's best player. Tolu Smith averages almost 17 points a game. If you can hold him under 16, I think you have a tremendous opportunity here to pull the upset. Now, Mississippi State on the other side. 3 keys to avoiding the upset for Mississippi State. Feed Tolu the ball early and often. Number 2, limit Matthew Murrell to under 17 points. And 3, limit turnovers and fouls. Because that's what will get you in trouble with being put on the brink of an upset, is if you turn the ball over a lot and you foul. And my free play of the night tonight for college basketball is South Florida money line minus 205. They play at 8 o'clock tonight against UTSA. And my reasoning why I really like the money line pick here for USF is because they've won 11 games in a row, and they just upset UTSA. I mean, no, they play UTSA tonight. They just upset Florida Atlantic last week on Sunday. So I think that they can pull the upset here. Again, my upsets are Providence plus 5 to upset Xavier, Air Force plus 6 to upset UNLV, Belmont plus 9.5 to upset Drake, Florida plus 8.5 to upset Alabama, and Ole Miss plus 6.5 to upset Mississippi State, and South Florida money line minus 205. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there will still be 2 videos tomorrow. But down in the comment section down below, I want to know what you think of the new way I did today's video, where I have all my notes on a piece of paper written down in front of me during the show. And also, before I sign off today, I offer memberships with the I'm going to start with the most expensive one, which is $14.99. That is the Alex MVP package. You get all my upsets. You get free plays of the night. You get everything with that. The other ones, you get the same thing, but you don't get first dibs at the upset picks. And ladies and gentlemen, I also offer a Discord, which I will be hooking up. Please join the Discord. It is linked. It will be linked down below in this description. Please join the Discord and also go subscribe to my second channel, which is where we will be doing YouTube videos on maybe franchise mode for NBA 2K and my NBA 2K rebuilds. But ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for me today. This is Alec Pecado signing off until tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We will see you tomorrow. Upload. Have a lovely day. Peace. I'm out.